Hey, what's up? We'll be having a look at the new LG washer dryer. Big machine, which I think should be on top of your shopping list for your next upgrade. We're gonna have a look at the best features on this washer, the best features of the dryer, and we'll be going through and looking at how it works and how to use it when you ever do buy one. And I'll give you my opinion on that little washer at the bottom. So if you're looking at this, you look at the top, it's got the washing machine, which is this black bit at the top, and then at the bottom there's that drawer at the bottom under the stickers, which is for your delicate washes. So we're going to start at the top. We're going to have a look at the buttons, the controls, everything that comes on this new washer. I really love the premium look that LG is going for on this one. All the buttons are touch sensitive. It's got a light in the drum so you can see what is actually going on in there. Even during the wash, you can pause and you can add an item. Really nice, this black nice gloss finish on the glass door, and there's no door handles that anyone can break, which is a really good thing, because most washers, people tend to break them. You forget that you're washing, or you come too soon and you open it and then you break the door handle. It's good that LG's got rid of those door handles and you can just open it by grabbing the side of the panel and opening the door. Let's take a closer look at the controls of this washer. For controls, we've got touch buttons and touch controls. When you get your power there, just press it once. Then the controls are divided into 3 sections to start with. You've got your wash cycle selection, which you use this general buttons for going down the cycles. You got the cottons, speed wash and dry, speed wash, single shirt dry. For those who want to do single shirts, you notice it's only like 19 minutes. So it's going to be a very fast dry cycle. Then you got rinse and spin, and you move over, it goes over to cottons again. When you move over to the other side, you've got caring options, which will go scroll down. You will have hygiene, allergy care, refresh, baby care, and bedding care. Those are just like special cycles for those with allergies and everything that is a bit delicate to wash, like your silk sheets and all that. You can use that wash setting. Then you've got on here a special section for sportswear, duvets, woolens, and lightly soiled items. Lastly, you've got a downloaded one. This is one which you can use through the Smart ThinQ app. That's for downloading special cycles that don't come with the washing machine, but the ones that you download when you connect this to the internet. Hey, I post a lot of videos on these new washing machines, and I've posted one on how to connect one like these ones to your Wi-Fi so you can control it through your phone. It's pretty easy. So if you haven't subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe button or hitting that like button. It goes a long way to help other people to discover this content. And I post a lot of videos as well on how to fix these when something goes wrong. So you never know what goes wrong with your current washing machine or your friend's washing machine. So it'll be handy to have me in your inbox, and that's going to save you massive headaches, time, and money. Getting back to this. So we've got all our cycles sorted out here. Your time is all displayed here. It'll show you how long it's going to take to do the cycles over here on this side. For most of them, it won't show you the time straight away. That's because it does what's called load detection. It detects how much is in the wash. Only then it will tell you how long it's going to take to do that cycle. So all you need to do is put your clothes in, select the cycle, then it's going to measure and then start washing. But before you start, you're going to have a look at all these cycles. They're just preset settings of temperature, spin speed, how many rinse cycles it's going to do during the wash, and what type of wash it is. It's going to be light, medium, heavy, soak, or pre-wash. Up to you what you want to do. You can play around with all these options or you like, up to you. So for example, I can go, I want a higher temperature wash, which is 60-degree wash, a higher spin speed or an extra high spin speed. And I want 5 times the amount of rinse cycles. So you've got specialized settings that you can do for every wash cycle that you get with this washer. And of course, you've got a steam wash. Steam wash, you can use it for most of the cycles, which is going to help you to get wrinkles out of your clothes, creases out of your clothes, so much that after it's done spinning, it's not going to have a lot of creases on your clothes. Then you've got remote start here. Remote start has to do with the LG SmartThing Q app, which when you connect to the internet and you've got it on your phone, you can use this. Once you've pressed that, you can remotely start your washing machine when you're away from it. You can select a cycle, see the status. It's pretty amazing. So check out one of those videos. I've posted them on how to connect your LG washing machine using the SmartThing Q app. Then you've got a time delay here. Time delay is pretty special because I know a lot of people usually complain about the amount of time it takes to do a dry cycle and the amount of energy these machines use. Now, if you look down there with energy ratings, you've got the energy ratings for your washing and you've got your energy ratings for the drying. And you can just see there that the washing is about 4 stars, the drying is 2.5 stars. And that's a lot of energy that's using during the dry cycle. So a lot of people complain and say that's going to cost me a lot in terms of electricity. I'm going to show you a trick that you can use to save yourself heaps of money by using the time delay function. So with the time delay function, all you need to do is first select your cycle. I'm going to turn it off, turn it on. I want a cotton cycle, and I know the time now would be about 2 p.m. and I'll ask my energy provider. If you call up your energy provider and ask them what time is off peak for me, they can tell you that maybe off peak tire starts at 10 p.m. So you can say, okay, now it's 2, I need a time delay of at least 8 hours. So you can put your clothes in, your washing powder, and then you select time delay, which is 8 hours. And then you can just set it. It will just start counting down, and then when that time comes, it starts washing, and you've saved yourself a whole heap of money. Another way you can use this feature is if you've gone out shopping or you're going to work, you don't want your clothes sitting in there all day after it's finished washing and drying. Otherwise, the clothes are just going to crease while they sit in there. So you can actually use that, say, oh, I'm going to work for 7 hours, travel time 2 hours, so I'll be back in about 10 hours. So you can just go, okay, time delay, start washing in 9 hours or 10 hours, so that just as you're walking in, it's starting washing or it's just finished washing, and you can just take the clothes straight out of the washing machine and put them in your wardrobe, because of course it's a washer dryer. It's already done the drying for you. And you also notice if you long press hold the time delay button, it says Wi-Fi under that. That's because that's the button you use to set up your Wi-Fi. I've got a video explaining how to connect your LG washing machine to the internet, so look it up on this channel. Then this is a pretty cool, useful button that I know a lot of people are going to love. Add items. So many times we forget to put in that one sock that's left on its own, some piece of clothing, and then it's just too late. So with LG, you can start a cycle and press the add item button. With that, it's going to pause the cycle, allowing you to open the door and continue with the cycle. So that's pretty cool with these LG washing machines. I highly recommend, if you've got the budget for it, this is something that you want to invest in. In terms of washing and drying, we'll get to that in a minute. You've got your options of washing liquid and softener. So washing liquid and softener goes at the top. I know a lot of people are used to having it at the side here, coming out from the side. So now it's coming out from the top. So usually you pull it out here and then you put it in there. But with this one, you put them on the top. How cool is that? That is a space that a lot of people just, it's used space. So you might as well just use it like that. That is pretty cool. And you can pour it. There's no danger of like trying to like really line it up and put it in properly. It really just works around the first time. So on your right side, you've got your fabric softener. You've got 2 compartments for that. You can easily put that out. So you can put your fabric softener in there. On the left, you've got your pre-wash and your main wash section. So pre-wash goes in the first one, which of course says 1 at the back, and on the other one 2, which is for your main wash. So pre-wash will be things like bleach, soaking things that you use, any soaking products that you use, you're going to put it in there. Then for your main wash, be it liquid or powder, you just put it in there and she's ready to start washing. When you're done, of course, I highly recommend you always just keep this closed, because you just don't want this thing just flapping around once it starts washing. Now, I know a lot of you might be asking, how do you do the whole wash and dry thing? So with washing and drying, you've got 2 options. You can wash and then dry straight away, or you can wash and then select the dry cycle at the end of that wash. So this way you can go on this button and select speed wash and dry, and as always it's going to determine how much time it's going to need to do the wash and the dry. It will tell you after a couple of minutes, after it's detected how much is in there. Now, don't be alarmed if you see it write something like 4 hours or 5 hours on this side, because it's gonna start as 4 or 5 hours and then it's done washing. And while it's drying, it senses the amount of moisture in the clothes, and then it's gonna say, oh, I'm almost dry, say maybe after an hour, and then it's gonna, I only need about 30 minutes, and then it's gonna just count down, and then you come back and oh, it's done, and the clothes are really nicely done. Then, so that's speed wash and dry. So that's the option. But if you want to do any of these other cycles, like a speed wash and then select a different type of drying, like a turbo dry or an air dry or a time dry, I'll explain more on those later. Or you want to do like that's just speed wash, or you want to do like sportswear and then dry it after, because if you come over here, you want to be able to also dry your sportswear. So to do that, you select the cycle that you want to do, then you go over to these cycles and you can press time dry or air dry, turbo dry. Of course, it's not allowing me to select. If you press and it has that beep beep sound, that's warning sound, it means that you're not able to actually dry those things in a cycle. It's just thinking that these things are a bit delicate, so don't do it. But to get over that, I'll show you a trick. You can always just, after the cycle ends, you can always just select dry. So with your dry options, you can select the cycle that you want to do first. You're gonna do, maybe I'm gonna do like cottons, and then you can select here time dry, air dry, or turbo dry. So time dry is you yourself determine how much time the washing machine is going to take to do the dry cycle, maybe because you know how long your clothes needs to dry. I wouldn't recommend you use the time dry option, because that can have a tendency of shrinking your clothes, because if the clothes are dry and you make it keep drying, because it's running on a timer, it's just going to keep blowing hot air and your clothes are going to shrink. So make sure you maybe just use the turbo dry option or the air dry, so that it determines itself how much time the washer is going to need to dry your clothes. So with the time dry anyway, you can set it to an hour to dry, an hour 30, 2 hours, 2 hours 30 minutes, just depending on how long you think the clothes you've put in there need to dry. Air dry is something like leaving your clothes out on the clothesline to dry. They'll come out, but they'll still be a bit damp. You can do that for things that are a bit delicate, that you don't want to be dried all the way through. Turbo dry is the best option to use, because it determines itself how long it needs to take, and it'll take as long as it takes to dry your clothes. And when you put them in the wardrobe, they'll be ready to wear. So that is a good option to choose. So turbo dry is the way you want to go. So you got different options here: baby care, bedding care. everything you need to do all your washes. Massive. This is pretty good from LG. You go to most places and you'll see the drums in these washing machines and you'll think, wow, they think that you can fit so much in there. That's still too small. But looking at this, this is just the right size. I wouldn't wash a blanket myself in there. I know it's a duvet in this washing machine, but a duvet cover, yes, you can wash it in there. But if you put a blanket in there, it's going to go all the way up. So it needs a bit of space to be able to wash. So rule of the thumb, to be safe, always any washing machine, any front load washing machine, you wash it halfway up the door. That's the proper wash level. That's the proper dry level. If you're putting it more than halfway up the door, just as a guide, the door switch here, so just a little bit above, and there's a sticker here actually that shows you how high you can go. So make sure you just put it halfway up the door, and that will set you up nice and proper, and it will dry properly. So when you hear a lot of people say, oh, washer dryers don't dry properly, nah, it's because people haven't taken the time to put a proper load in there and they overloaded it. So all your clothes need to be constant mesh, constant contact with these pedals and these little impressions on your drum. So make sure you load it up properly and it will wash nicely. And as we said before, it's got a nice light in there that even in the dark you can see what you're taking out and what happened with your wash. Pretty good design from LG. Now in terms of maintenance, you've got a tub clean function which you can carry out, which is recommended you carry out once every month, which you press and hold these two buttons. So it's just an empty wash if you have like a bleach solution, or you can buy a tub clean package or detergent at the mall, and you can put it in there and it will clean all the mold. Anything that starts building up in there, it's just going to get cleaned with that. So highly recommend you invest in a bit of that. Otherwise, just an empty wash can do as well. Looking down here, we of course have our filter, which a lot of people forget about once they own these. So you just open that, and in there there'll be a little black cap which you unlock anti-clockwise, and that will take out anything that's stuck in your clothes, like coins, hairpins, anything anyone's left in their clothes. It's gonna be all in there. So make sure you check that out. Otherwise, this thing won't last you long. So make sure you set the right, check the filter. Now I know a lot of you are itching to see what's happening down here. This is of course the legendary standalone, or attached little washer at the bottom. This is for your delicate stuff. So this you can use to wash all your delicates. Anything that is just too small to put in the big washer there. Some things just need a little bit of more care than washing in that big drum. So you can have both of them running at the same time. So to open, you just push and this opens. Now I haven't opened this all the way back. Let's just do that and open like that. Beautiful. And you can see the little drum in there that washes all your clothes. Well, this one you can use for sportswear, tea towels, dish towels, bras, swimwear, small items that are just too delicate to be putting in the big wash. Now of course this one doesn't dry. The drying only happens in the main part. I like to say you can also buy this bottom bit separately for any LG washing machine. You can buy this separately and just sit your normal LG washing machine on top, because this thing is like a stand and you plumb it separately, you plug it in separately, attaches to the cold water, and it will be good to wash. To operate it, you have controls here which you can use to do like light soil, speed wash, which is 36 minutes, hand wash is 47 minutes, and active wear 43 minutes, rinse and spin, tub clean. You can also do tub clean on this one, it's pretty good. You got child lock as well, which I know a lot of people love because your kids would love to come and have a look at what's happening with this machine. You can always come and turn child lock on, so you protect your washer and you protect your kids. When you're ready to wash, you just hold that to start, and you need to close the door, and it's going to lock up and start doing the cycle. We're going to open that up. Just switch that off. Price wise, I think this is going to set you back a couple of $1,000s. It is totally worth it though, because you're going to have this washing machine for the next 5-6 years. It washes really well, dries really well. If you're buying a washing machine, if you've got the space, make sure you get something big. It handles wash loads that are bigger, dries better, especially when it comes to the drying part. You have to know one thing about these: they need a lot of volume inside to do a proper dry cycle. So make sure you get something big. But of course, if you don't have big enough space, you can always get the washing machine without the Twinwash bottom bit. You can always just buy this top bit, and the washer and the dryer is as good as at the bottom. So there you have it, LG washer dryer. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one.